Okay. Hello, dear enemy. Such an ugly afternoon. Yeah, that was the greeting from the alternate universe. Okay, come back to the land. Hello, dear friends. Good afternoon. Such a beautiful afternoon. So last time we talked about the story of Pangu, Kaitian Pangu, a Chinese primordial god that created the sky and earth, the first creation god. And now I will read the story of 女娲造人. Nuva was a Chinese, was a lady, a Chinese female god, and she created humankind. After Pangu created the heavens and the earth, the goddess Nuva was dispatched to earth, and she lived on Mount Kunlun in northwestern China. We will talk about it, okay? First, let me read it. After a time, a very, very long time later, Nuva by herself felt lonely, and she decided to create some companions for herself. And she took some mud and water and began shaping little figures, call them people. These people were made in the image of the god. They had a unique liveliness and natural charm that set them apart from other creatures. Surprisingly, they could even speak like Nuva. So that was the books has written. I will say it in my style, okay? So Nuva was, so Pangu has created the universe, the sky and the land, right? Sky and earth. And he was tired. He came from a big egg, and when he was tired, he eat some egg yolk. He eat some egg white, and he grew up, and then he made sky. And once he made sky and earth, he created everything: land, mountain, river, star, what else? Everything. He created everything, and he was exhausted, and he fell dead, and became mountain and everything. And if the universe had nothing at all, no human life, no animals, there will be no yanghaiying telling you this story, right? So there need to be something, humankind. So from nowhere, from, I don't know, or nobody knows, because this is a mythology story. So there was a goddess. Her name is Nuva. Nu in Chinese is woman, female. 女人, female person. 女孩, female child, a girl. And so Nuva, Va, I never know the meaning of Va. It's just a name. And so Nuva, she descended from heaven to the earth, and she came while Kunlun Mountain. Kunlun was in northwest of China. Kunlunshan, it was a beautiful mountain and with many beautiful rocks. A lot of construction a lot of big architectural, if they want to showcase that that the root of China. Usually, I forgot which hotel, which big monument, they get a piece of a rock from Kunlun Mountain, Kunlun Mountain, and put in front of the monument, put in front of the construction to show, see, I got the root of it, Kunlun. And it's not very, very easy to travel because of the condition, the harsh condition. But some people do go to Kunlunshan. If you go to travel to China, maybe you can think about that place. So that is Kunlun, and Nuva descended from the heaven to Kunlun Mountain. Nuva was in the universe. It was in the land, and she was by herself. There was no company, there was no friend, there was no family. She does not have a chit-chat, a nagging with her girlfriends. No, nothing. So she was very lonely. Imagine if you are by yourself, right, in the middle of mountain. It's more or less in a prison or in confinement, not even the home confinement. At home confinement, you can get some ice cream in your refrigerator. You can drink a cup of tea, those kind of things, but nothing. It was just in the middle of the mountain, like the high security prison, or maybe like yoga retreat, spiritual retreat. There's nobody, only by yourself, and artist residence, those kind of things. It's very boring. And there was no cell phone at that time, no social media, and she cannot swipe cell phone to look at the shorts, to look at Yanghaiying's YouTube. It's kind of boring life, right? So she was bored, and one day she went to, she was walking in this beautiful land, flowers and mountains and rivers and lakes. So she went to by the river of beautiful river, by the river of Babylon, there we sat down, here we were, when we remember Zion. So she was by the river, maybe Yellow River. So she was by the river, and she was looking down. Ooh, there was a beautiful woman. That was herself, the mirror. So she was tired and pick up a piece of mud and play around with the mud. I teach art. I know my students, whenever they are in art class, teacher, do you have air dry clay? Do you have clay? Can we play with mud? It's very human nature to play, to work with something with our hand. So she played with the mud, and she was thinking, what do I make? How about make something just like myself? So she sculpted. It's just a push, knead, and pinch, knead, press, and then she made something, a little piece of mud. She made into herself, the same figure as herself, and then put it down, and this little figure can start to move, and became a human. Became a woman, a man. And she made another one, very carefully made another one, and it became another person. And she was very amused, kept on making, and these little figures jump and and smile and laugh and sing and just so beautiful, so fun to play with. And they even came to her and call her a mom, call her, anyway, you get the idea. Just play with her. She was very amused. So she kept on making a lot, very carefully, very nicely. So that was the first patch of human. And this was before marriage, okay? Yeah, she made human. And then as she made them, and she started to feel, tired. Well, even if you eat your most delicious burger, you eat 10, 20, you will be tired, right? Anything. Even the most addicting game, you play it too long, you will be tired. So Nuva got tired. The goddess Nuva got tired. So she just made it roll it and then throw, roll it and throw, and became much less careful. And so she made something that less careful, and still these little less careful things also became human. It's less good looking. The first one, it's godlike. Yeah, it's just beautiful, like Athena, like Aphrodite, like, yeah. I mean, you get the idea. Like Isis, like, Nephthys. Just very beautiful gods. And later on, she got tired and make some less beautiful one. So this is the second patch. And as she kept on making, she became even tired, more tired. So she break. She was sitting in the by the river, right at the bank of the river. So there were some willow trees. Willow in Chinese is a very, very unique, important tree. We will talk about it when we have time. Because the tree is going down and it's beautiful, it flows in the river, and a lot of Chinese stories has connection with this willow tree, and it's always something sad and beautiful. And in China there was a saying: if someone just lonely, sadly standing beside a willow tree, you should be careful. Watch, maybe that person want to finish the life. That is just how romantic or how emotional, how melancholic this willow tree is. So Nuva, that was later on. At Nuva's time, it was not yet, because there was no human. No woman, no cry. No woman, no cry. Right? At that time, not even no woman, no man, no woman. So Nuva was the beginning stage. Not yet so much trouble. So she break one willow tree branch, flow easy, and bleep, put the yellow willow tree, throw the willow tree with her hand, throw like a whip. So she throw the willow tree branch in the water, in the mud, and throw it away. Then this willow, then the mud from the willow tree branch splash all over. And those little droplets, the little splash droplets, became human again. So that's the third patch of human. So the very first patch of human were beautiful, godly, and very good-looking, smart. And the second patch is not too bad, and the third patch is just ordinary people. So this story I often tell to my to my children, and I learned this story from my Chinese teacher, and we were fascinated by it. And he was a very, very good Chinese teacher, and he said that he just tell me the story I always remember. And when I have my children, I start to tell my children these stories, and sometimes I joke. So the first patch was needed, the good quality one. And when they are doing bad things, or sometimes we joke, you are thrown out. I am thrown out because so I'm the lower patch of it, ordinary patch. Anyway, so that's I think in America, or in a lot of countries, we say we are created equal. And but so in the mythology story, there is not the sense of equal creation, created equal. Oh, I will. I am looking at my computer, and it reminds me of the three 10-gram of later on. Okay, now we come back. So I make this joke. You were thrown out. You were thrown. You were the thrown mud. And it's just a joke. And in Chinese, we do have such a way of joke. A lot of sometimes parents, you are picked up from the trash poubelle, and you were picked up from the street, and just a joking way. And in this country, in America, we always say, "You are my little prince. You are my little princess. You are the most precious." And it's another thing about Chinese culture or something, is that we kind of self-deprecate, and especially in name. And we sometimes joke, this is 臭孩子, oh stinky boy, my little stinky boy, my 小臭臭. And we give, in China, especially in the countryside, they call the children 狗蛋, dog, egg, something, or 小臭, little stinky, or something like 小臭, and sometimes 屎蛋, actually, gaga. Anyway, that very kind of deprecating names, and there is a reason for it. There is a reason for it. And also, yeah, let me write it down. 锁, 金锁. So in Chinese, we have such a thing. When children were born, their name were all written in the Yanghaiying's book, in the, how do I say, the hell, the god of controlling death. 阎王爷, the god of death, has a book, and notifying each of the person's name. If you have a child, you put a name on it so that it is registered. It's like a birth certificate, right? So Yan Wang Ye, so the god of death, has every name. And if the god of death needs someone to die, then it will pick up from the note, from the birth certificate, from a book of names, and choose a name. And people give the name dog, egg, and gaga, and 是蛋, 狗蛋儿, 小臭 stinky, and 破盆 小碗儿, little bowl, something like that very unglorious, unprecious names, so that when the god of death pick up the name, now I need to pick up from my list whoever I pick up, the god of death, god of death, whoever I pick up, I will send my messenger. It's a little bit like Shahong, the Greek mythology, the little god, to pick it up, the little messenger of, or the, how do I say, the messenger or service or the guard or the little 小鬼儿, the little devils or the little demons, the little monsters who does job for the god of death. So he will send them to go to pick this child. And if you have a glorious name, it is very likely you will be picked up first. And because your name is dog egg or this, who cares? Who wants to get such a disgusting thing, unpleasant thing to go to heaven? So this is why some of the Chinese names are like this. But there is one thing. These are the nicknames. Usually Chinese or any people have two names, right? The very educated people have Ming, Xing, Ming, Zi, Hao, have several different kind of names according to the scholarly a name. So the nickname, we call them very humble, very funny, very silly names. And in our scholar name, usually are very respectful. And one of the thing is that because the god of death will come to pick up the children, so there is even a lot of name called lock, 锁. In Chinese, 锁, this word, 锁. How do I pronounce it? 锁. A little bit like so, but 锁, S-U-O, 锁. This name, this word means lock. You use key to open that lock. So a lot of Chinese call their children's name 金锁, gold lock, 银锁, silver lock, 铜锁, the copper lock. Yeah, maybe that family has 3 children, 金锁, 银锁, 铜锁, and 铁锁, iron lock. So because I got my children locked, so it will be not taken away by the little demons, little devils, little monsters. So that's the reason. Yeah. So that's why Chinese have a different names. I mean, nicknames have these kind of humble names, and which is funny, which is fun, yeah. And in my family, actually, my relative, one of them in the countryside, the name is 实蛋 is Gaga, yeah, and this happens very, very often. And it's fun, it's interesting, and yeah, it's fun and interesting. It's just one of the culture. And nowadays, it does not happen that much because those names, I think, used more often in the countryside, in the countryside, or in the old time. Now people do not believe in this, so there is no need. And now the Chinese people's name are becoming very, very, very complicated. How do I say? My name is Yanghaiying. Yang is my family name. Hai is ocean. Ying is eagle. Ocean eagle, sea hawk, seagull. Yes, my sister's Hai O is another kind of seabird, and my brother is also. It's just very common names. But as Chinese population become increase so much, and people start to revive, to have more interest in our old culture. So a lot of names, they choose the word that is very rare. For example, if someone is Liu Mei, Zhang Hong, once you call this name, 10, 20 people will stand up with the same name. So they try to avoid a different name, the same name. And they choose from the very ancient dictionary to look for words and find good meaning, good sound, and very rare words. Even my nephew, I did not know his name, the way he's writing, how to pronounce. And nowadays, a lot of my students' name I cannot pronounce because they trying to use rare words to first appreciate old culture. The second, to be unique. The third, to avoid redundancy. Yeah, that's a little bit about it. So that's 女娲造人. And then later on, 女娲made man, and then made woman, made man, and let man and woman marry. And the life continues. And that will be another story. I will talk about that story because another god appeared, and they made the rule of family, the marriage rule, and made house, made fire, made building, made agriculture. That's later on in the story. So today we are talking about 女娲造人, the story of 女娲造人. Okay? Thank you very, very, very much. I love you. I really do. Do. Goodbye. Yeah, bye, 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 bye.